Welcome in to Moving the Chains, brought to you by Founders Federal Credit Union. I'm Kevin Thomas alongside Drell Hendricks. We've got a great interview today, a very special guest, the head coach of the Lower Richland Diamond Hornets, Marlin Taylor. Coach, how you doing today?
Doing well, doing well. How you guys doing?
Doing well. We appreciate your time. We really do. This you guys first time tuning in, check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, etc. at Movin Chains. Our website, movinchains.com. That's movinchains.com. Our podcast on Apple, Spotify, Google, and more. Coach Taylor will be headed into his fourth season with the Diamond Hornets. They went 6-6 last year and advanced to the second round of the playoffs. Coach, let's start there. Let's talk about your coaching career for people who may not know about you, and how'd you kind of get into it? How did you get to where you are now?
Started back in 07 at Keenan High School. Mitchell Moten was the head coach then. He had just got the job from Damon Logan. I was brought in to coach wrestling. I knew I wanted to coach football, so I was kind of working my way in that way. Damon Logan moved on, and then Mitchell Moten gave me a chance. Coached the O-line at Keenan from 2017 to about 2013. Kind of turned that thing around and got their head in the right direction, and then got a chance to go over to Ridgeview High School with Raymond Jennings. Probably worked with Ray for probably about maybe 2 or 3 years. Then he moved on from Ridgeview, and Perry Parks came in. Worked with Perry for about two years. Then got a call and was kind of looking for something different. Kind of friend of a friend of a friend kind of got me in contact with Noah Dixon, who's a strength coach over at Dutch Fork, and said Coach Knox was looking for an O-line guy. And I went up on a Sunday and interviewed with him, and was blessed to get that job, and spent about 4 years there. While I was there, we won 4 state championships in a row during that time. Had a group, some great players, great success during that time. And then 2019, 2020, kind of going into that COVID span. I was kind of looking around, just wanted to see if I can get opportunities, just taking some interviews, and just trying to get my feet wet with interviewing as a head coach. Finally got certified was the biggest thing, so that kind of allowed me to look at some head coaching opportunities, and then kind of was discouraged, didn't get some things I really wanted, and how you sometimes you got to try to force things. Instead of just letting God do His work and being patient. Just kind of tried to force some things, and didn't work out for me. So I was kind of sitting in my garage one day, and my phone rang, and it was our athletic director, Liz Steele. And she said, "Coach Taylor, hey, how you doing?" I said, "How you doing?" She said, "Ma'am, who are you?" She said, "I'm the Liz Steele, athletic director at Lower Richland, and I want to get a chance to interview you for our head coaching job." Kind of was shocked that didn't know he was in open. So I just really talked to Coach Barr at the time, who was the head coach. I didn't know he was moving on to Jasper County during that time. So I got an interview with her right in 2020, and was blessed to get this job. And here we are 4 years later.
Coach, before we get into the new stuff, you have a background as an offensive line coach. Personally, those are my favorite coaches on the field. What perspective does that bring, as a head coach, and what mentality does it bring to your team?
Well, my niche, and I guess we say one of the knocks against me was I never was a coordinator. But I feel like coach of O-line, I was a coordinator. The offense really doesn't run without that offensive line. I had been blessed to coach that and play that my whole career. I love offensive line guys. Like I think that is the heartbeat of any team. You got to win the trench. You got to win up front. You got to win O-line, D-line battles to have a chance. So I mean, I love it. I love the mentality of those guys. I always call them the unsung heroes. In our program, they eat first. They get the best pick of anything that we ever get. They always go first because, I tell the guys, their name don't get called unless they make a mistake. So I kind of treat them a little differently than I do everybody else probably. Sometimes other guys get mad at me, but I love those guys, man. They don't complain. They just put their hand in dirt and just grunts. And that's kind of who I am as a person. I everything I've gotten, I've always worked for. So I can't think I fit in. I relate with those guys. So it was a great position to coach for me.
So, Coach, how's the staff looking this year? Do you have many changes from last year, and any couple guys you want to shout out that really give some shine to here on the program?
Oh well, totally my entire staff. We got 16 coaches on our staff.
Wow.
Many that are not paid, many that work as volunteers. And anytime that you got guys that are willing to volunteer and give their time and their effort away from their family, of course, pointing to other people's kids, that is a true blessing. I'm grateful to Richland One for the supplements that they give us. But if we can get a couple more, that would be great to get some of these guys paid. We're running 3 teams now. So this is our second year having a B team. So we got 16 coaches. Starting off on our defensive side, Coach Cornell is our defensive coordinator, and he is a phenomenal guy. If you guys ever get a chance to interview him here, I would highly recommend it. He is a football guy. He is a guy's guy. He teaches these kids the ins and out of everything defensively. I mean, sometimes I don't even go over there. Sometimes, I'll be honest with you, I don't know what they're doing over there. I know just the basics of what they're doing. I'm asking questions like the kids sometimes because I'm trying to learn and see what they're doing over there. But he does his staff. Coach Cornell's defensive coordinator. Monty Montgomery is a DB coach. Brandon Jameson, who is an LR alum and played with the Panthers, he coaches our backers, our young backers, our B team and JV backers. Bryce Fisher is another coach, our varsity linebackers. D'Angelo Willingham just came to us this year, so he'll be a new addition to us. Came to us from Northeast, played at the University of Tennessee, went to Calhoun County. Tim Allen is another guy that came to us from Eau Claire this year. He's going to help coach our D-line, kind of free Coach Cornell up a little bit defensively, so he can kind of roam and kind of oversee everything. I believe in having 2 coaches at every position, if that makes sense. Got another young guy, Jeremiah Hicks. He's a Benedict guy. He played linebacker at Benedict. He's volunteering his time with us. Offensively, offensive coordinator is Tim Harkness. He was my offensive coordinator when I was at Benedict, so he kind of taught me. He kind of taught me everything that I know offensively. He gave me a chance. I GA'd with him when I was at Benedict. So he's our offensive coordinator this year. That'd be a new change for him because he was just our wide receiver coach. Braden Walker left us and went on to Westwood. Offensive line wise, we got a young guy, Amir Cromer, came to us from Newberry High. He'll be a new addition to us. He's going to be a young, good, rising head coach. He's in the 35 for 35 academy that they're doing here at the coach convention this year. He is offensive line guy. I don't turn that position over very easily. And I still get over there a little bit. I probably give it a little too much for his liking. But that's just when I'm used to being that when I'm on the field. Darius Smith is another guy. He's a LR grad, coaching our running backs, and he does a tremendous job with our backs. I really feel like that is a strong stable of our team this year. We got Jason Jones just came from us from Northeast. He'll be coaching our wide receivers again. He'll be another great addition. We got Bernard Harkness, Coach Harkness' son. I coached him when he was in high school. He's our B team offensive coordinator. He's coaching that group. We just got a good group of guys, man. We all work well together. We do a good job. I think they do a good job of communicating and teaching the why. My thing is always teach the kids the why. It's not, when we play, we would just coach say do it, we do it. These kids want to know the why and the understanding of it, and I can appreciate that. I think my guys do a great job of teaching the why.
Coach, for those who haven't caught, the Diamond Hornets playing, schematically, what do you like to run on offense? What do you run on defense? Like, what are you doing there at base? And what style of play do you like to employ? We
want to be the most physical team on the football field at all times. We believe in running the ball offensively. You're going to see us. We're going to be tight end wing. We can get 5 tight ends on the field. We're going to get 5 tight ends on the field. Yeah. We're going to find a way to create more gaps than you can defend. That's kind of our scheme defense. Offensively. We want to be a heavy play action team. We got a good stable of backs. We got a good group of receivers too, but we want to be physical. Offensive line we turned 8 guys that played last year up front. So we want to lean on that. We got Dakari Stumped up there. He's probably one of the most recruited kids coming on the LR in a while. He's 6'8", 340. He's a big boy. So we want to lean on that. It is what it is. It's who we are. Defensively, we're going to be a 3-3-5 team. We want to put pressure is what we want to be. We want to put pressure every time that ball snaps. We want to send 6 to 7. We want to find a way to get that quarterback rattled.
So, Coach, you mentioned a couple times now that you guys have, 3 teams there with the B team, the JV, and of course the varsity. How important is it, for you guys to be able to kind of have a hand in all 3 levels, kind of help those guys as they come into the program so they're not really, caught off guard with some of the stuff you do when they get to that varsity level?
That was one of my goals when I took the job. I told Coach Steele by year I was hoping year 2 to get a B team started, but we kind of had to push it back to year 3. We kind of with COVID kids still were kind of hesitant to come out, but we got it going in year 3, and I think that has been a great addition to the program, because normally those freshmen end up having to play JV, and a lot of them don't get a chance to really play because when you're playing against juniors sometimes, a lot of times really, with the schedule we play, we're going to play a lot of 4 and 5A teams in the early part of the season. Like we look at our schedule this year, we're going to play 4 and 5A teams. So I thought developing a B team would be big for our program. For one, of course, it gets more numbers out, but 2, it gets those kids reps. I worked with Tom Knox for 4 years, like I said, and one of his things was, if a kid's not going to be in the 1 or 2 deep or be a heavy special team contributor, play him on the lower level so he can get reps. That's the only way that you get better, and I think that by doing that, I think that this group of sophomores that we have, they got a chance to start as B teamers last year, is going to be major contributors to us this year.
Coach, you mentioned coaching under Coach Knotts. You played at Benedict. Who are some coaches that you model your style after? And, who are some influential coaches that have gotten you to this point and you continue to pick from as you develop, your style and, how you coach your team?
You talking just high school wise or just in
high school, collegiately, professionally, anybody?
I'm a big Sylvester Croom fan.
Okay.
I saw his documentary when he was at Mississippi State, and I kind of fell in love with him, and it kind of worked out for me 360. Him and Coach Harkness. Coach Harkness been around for like 40 years. He's coached every level of football that you could ever imagine. So come to find out, him and Coach Croom are like best friends. So when he came to Carolina this year, I got a chance to sit down and really talk to him. That is a guy that I absolutely look up to. I love his style, I love his temperament. I love the way he approaches the game. I love the way he approaches the young people of the game. I love the respect that he has for the game. And I kind of take bits and pieces from everywhere that I've been. Like I said, I GA'd with Coach Harkness when I was at Benedict. I give him a lot of credit in my career. As a GA, I was kind of in between. I just got finished playing. A lot of the guys were on the team with my teammates 4 months ago, and now I'm the one blowing the whistle, telling them what to do. And I kind of took a lot from him. I can think back to sitting in the office with him, and he would have me drawing up every pass protection that for every scheme that we have on Thursday, put it to the packet. What I didn't know was he wasn't putting this all in the packet. It was for me to get the knowledge and understanding. Hey, if you don't draw this right, they're not going to respect it. If you don't, I mean, what's my freehand, the lines, freehand my lines, my sketch. I kind of freehanded because back then we had the old school little stencil with the bubbles and the holes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I kind of freehanded. I was tired. I was like, man, I'm ready to go. Like, get this over. And I remember he made me do it all over again. And he told me then, he's like, if you don't respect this and you don't treat it with respect, they're not going to. So I kind of take bits and pieces from every coach that I work with. Raymond Jennings taught me organization. He taught me, you got to be organized. To be in this position, you're in charge of young kids and you're in charge of men. So you have to be organized. You got to have a plan in everything that you're going to do. Now, does it always work? Does the plan always need to be changed sometime? Yeah, it may need to be. But he taught me organization. Mitchell Moulton taught me just how to build relationship with kids. When I was at Keenan and starting that program back up, and they hadn't won a game in like 4 or 5 years. I think they won one game in like 4 or 5 years or something like that at that time. So he taught me how to just build a relationship with kids. Perry Parks taught me the social media part of it. You branding. You got to get your brand out. You want to make your brand be the best brand. When people see that Diamond Hornet logo, they automatically want to thank Lower Richland. Working with Coach Knopf was just like football 101. If you ever get a chance to sit in one of his film sessions or pick his brain, I would highly recommend it. He is a football savant. I mean, it would make me mad that he saw stuff that I didn't see, and I know we watched the same film. I know I watched this film 15 times, just like he did. And he would see things, and I would just be like, "Man, how did you see that? Where did that come from?" And it used to make me so mad that I didn't see that. So I really learned football from him. So I try to take a little bits and pieces from everybody.
So you guys have wrapped up spring practice. Obviously, you're kind of getting through that 7-on-7 season now. What were you able to learn from your squad throughout the spring and summer?
Spring and summer was good for us. We had a lot of kids still running track, so a lot of our key guys that we really depended on really didn't get out too late in spring. There was, gratefully competing in state championship for track. and we're fine with that. I believe in kids playing 2 sports, 3, 4, 5 if you can.
Yeah.
I believe in them being active. I don't believe in just football kids. Or I'm not that type of person. Play everything that you can play. If it's gonna keep you on the streets and keep you off the streets and doing something productive, I'm all for that. So we didn't get a lot of our key guys back until late. So it was kind of that summer was kind of gonna be our deal. I thought this summer we had a good 7-on-7 season. We went to Limestone, went to Carolina, competing against South Point. We had our big 7-on-7 tournament this year, 30 teams. So we did a lot this summer. Kind of kept them busy this summer, and I thought they competed well. We're probably more senior heavy this year than we've been in a while. So I thought those guys, and this is really our guys. This is the first freshman class that'll be seniors. It's going to be seniors with us. So I thought they competed well this summer. This summer, we're getting into the season, to the meat of it now. And I'm just excited. I'm excited to see what they're gonna do.
Now that you got your guys back, you're about to put the pads on, about to start practicing. Who are some special players that we need to look out for this season?
Of course, up front. It starts up front with the O-line guys. Like I said, we got about 8 guys that got some type of playing time in varsity last year. The centerpiece of that group is probably Dakari something. He's kind of getting recruited by everybody in the country. He's, like I say, 6'8", about 340. A phenomenal human being. He is a great kid. If I had a daughter, I would let him date her. He is just a great kid. But when he puts the helmet on, he turns into a whole different person. Shamar Glover is going to play left guard for us. He'll be a 3-year starter for us. He is a road grader, just a big, thick, strong Lower Richland lineman. He is. He don't realize how strong he is. Center, we're probably going to play with Braxton Richardson. He'll be a senior. Keandre Richardson will be a right guard for us. He's been a 3-year starter. Will Goodwin is another kid I'm extremely proud of. Will came to us as a freshman, and Will probably couldn't bend to touch his knees. He's about 6'4". He was just stiff and kind of awkwardly built, but he's put in a ton of work. And I tell the guys every day we get our staff meeting, that's a kid that you root for because he's busted his butt to get better. We return all 3 backs. Lamarion Pearson's our number 1 back right now. He'll be a senior. He was a 1,000-yard rusher last year. He runs the ball extremely hard. Understands our gap scheme runs with our power kind of league kind of stuff. He understands that. Jamel Myers is the number 2 back right now. He's another kid that if he's in space, I put my money on him every time. Trayvon Benson. They're all kind of the same kind of back. They just run extremely hard, all hard to tackle in space, thick kids that understand what we're doing. On the outside right now, we have Jamarius Reeves. He'll be a 2-year starter for me, transferred a couple years ago from Northeast. He's his time to step up now. He had a good season last year. Kind of late in the year, he kind of came on. So he's going to be. I'm looking for him to do some great things. He's an RTC kid, so he's a yes sir, no sir kid. He understands what we're doing. He's very disciplined, in his work and in his routes. Tyke Jones is a 4-year kid for us. We look for him to do some good things. The centerpiece of offensively is, of course, the quarterback. You got to have a trigger man. Marcus Smith is he'll be a 2-year starter for us. I am looking for Marcus to have a great season. We started off kind of slow last year, and that was my fault. I asked him to do some things early on that I probably shouldn't have done, being that it was his first year starting. We had Nate, we had Makai, we had some other guys on the outside. So I was trying to force him to throw the ball on the outside a little bit more than what I probably should have. I probably should have took what we did later in the season, did it earlier to let him get his feet wet. That's my fault. I don't blame him for that at all. That's 100% me. But he's learned. He took all the criticism. He took every win. He took every loss. He was just a steady hand. I'm looking for great things for him. Defensively, it's just like for some reason we can't get old on defense. For some reason we just can't get older on defense. But we got a good group of guys over there. We got a nose guard by the name of we call him Trucker Brown. He's going to be a great little nose for us. I think he plays extremely hard. Noah Lucas is a name that you need to look out for. Noah's about 6'5", 6'6", about 240, 260. He'll play some 4 technique for us. He's already got an offer from UNC Charlotte. He's another great kid that came into the program a little late, but he's worked his tail off to get where he is. Got a guy that just came in from Keenan, Sam Johnson. He's going to be good. He plays extremely hard. I'm proud of him. for what he's doing right now. We got backers. We're kind of young. We got Ofer Hill playing a backer. He'll be a sophomore. Again, those reps from that B team are going to help him this year. You know, he's a downhill thumper. We got another guy that just came out this year, Javon Brown. I am ready to see him put pads on. If he's reading it anything like he's reading it now with no pads, oh my goodness! I told the guys there in our staff, we met up here while he was at the clinic. I said, man, if he plays anywhere like he's been playing with no pads on, with pads, whew, we got a chance. Kind of the strength of our defense is our secondary. We'll start two seniors on the outside with Josh Sims and Jamel Patterson. Jamel already has an offer from Wofford. Josh is just freaky. I've let this be a second year with us. Came to us from Eau Claire. On the safeties, we got two good safeties. Jordan Best back there. Here's another little sophomore kids that's coming up, and Chris Pope is going to play good for us.
Okay. So, Coach, you mentioned earlier, you know, you guys play a really tough non-region schedule. How does that help you prepare for, you know, a pretty strong region that you guys are in?
Right, and I felt like in order for us to get better, we got to play a little better competition, and I think they helped us last year a lot. You know, when it got to that time of the year, I think the kids understood what it kind of took. We took some lumps early on. We went to River Bluff. We took 27 kids. They had about 60 kids over there. If they don't call 2 fake punts back, we beat them by 14. We got kids that compete. You know, like I say, we kind of took some lumps early. We kind of imploded on ourselves in the Ridgeview game. But I still think that was good competition. It was a good test for us. Great test for us. Of course, we played Rock Hill. We're going to play River Bluff again. We're going to play. We opened up with West Ashley down in Charleston. We're going to travel back down there again. We did a 2-year home deal with them. So we're going to travel back down there. Good, hard-nosed football team. And I think that helps us in our region. Like I said, our region is a tough region.
Take your financial game to the next level with Founders Federal Credit Union. Reach your full potential. Relax. Join Founders today. Visit an office near you or relaxjoinfounders.com to apply. Federally insured by NCUA, member qualification required.
Coach, before we let you go, we're going to ask you a couple easier ones. Classic Moving the Chains. We ask every coach this. We're coming down to the Hopkins area. We want to get something to eat. Where are we stopping? Where are your go-to spots?
Big T's. That's no question.
Okay. Without hesitation. What they got at Big T's?
Big T's barbecue, baby. Barbecue.
Okay, now I'll put it on the list, no doubt about it.
What's the go-to plate? I need to know. I'm a barbecue connoisseur myself.
You can't go wrong with anything.
Okay.
And this is coming from an offensive line guy now.
It's got a little extra stock in it for sure. That's right.
Yes,
that's right. Oh, Coach, you know, obviously you guys have a great atmosphere there at the Creek, and you've coached in, you know, all different levels here in the state. What are some of the coolest atmospheres you've been a part of, you know, coaching, you know, either home or away over the years?
Let me see. Of course, when I was at Dutch Fort, we went to Fort D a couple of times. That was pretty cool. To me, I'm a Charleston guy, Warmlaw Island guy. To me, going back to McKissick Stadium was like, wow.
Yeah.
That was like walking on holy ground. Got a chance to go down. I think went down there twice and played Somerville, maybe twice or once. Can't remember. But I thought that was cool, being able to do that.
Awesome. And what are some of your goals for the 2023 season?
Of course, we want to be playing the first weekend in December. That's our number one goal. If you hear our logo, it's one mission. And that one mission is to be playing the first weekend in December. You know, me personally, I set lofty goals. And sometimes I have to tell myself that, you know, we won the region year before last, and I just like, okay, you won the region. It's kind of like, okay, you're supposed to win your region. Like, that's kind of what you're supposed to do. But it's I have to tell myself they're kids. You got to celebrate those, you know, those small milestones. But for me, man, it's win or nothing for me. But for our kids, I think success for those guys is, of course, academically first. We've improved our team GPA. When I first got here, we started academic list. We probably had about 50 guys that was on that academic probation list. From my standpoint, because I tell them you got to have a 2.5 or better. So we had about 50 guys that were below that, and now we're probably less than 15 to 20, I think, when we figured the other day. So first and foremost, they're academics. You know, Lower Richland has great academics. We have a phenomenal principal and phenomenal teachers at Lower Richland High School that really do a great job of teaching our kids and working with our young men. So first and foremost, we want to keep that GPA, team GPA above a 3.0, at all costs. Because I tell them all the time, man, we can play all the football we want, but someday the ball is going to run out of air. So what's next? You look at some of the guys in the league that you start to see them retire earlier now. Because this game is a brutal game. I mean, so they're saving some years on their lives. Football wise, again, we want to be playing that first weekend in December. And I think we got the guys that can do it. I'm not bragging. I'm not being boisterous, but that's just what we expect. We expect to be playing that first weekend in December.
Well, this has been great. I want everyone to go check out Coach Taylor and the Diamond Hornets on Facebook and Twitter. They do a great job posting updates and highlights and that for their players. Definitely go follow them on there. Like I mentioned, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, etc. at Movin Chains. Our website, movinchains.com. That's movinchains.com. Our podcast on Apple, Spotify, Google, and more. Movin The Chains, brought to you by Founders Federal Credit Union. Drew, anything else for Coach? We'll let him go tonight.
Coach Taylor, just thank you so much for your time. Just really excited to see what you guys are going to do this year. You've been, like Kevin was saying earlier, one of the funnest teams to follow the past few seasons, and that's a tribute to you and your staff and your players, of course. One of my favorite followers on Twitter, so I know this is going to be very popular in the coaching circles around the O-line whisperer. So just appreciate your time and, best of luck this upcoming season.
I did not know that was going to take off like it was. I just kind of threw it out there. And then everybody says, hey, you're the O-line whisper guy. but thank you guys, man, for having me on. I've been wanting to get on for a while, so I appreciate you guys. Want to get a chance to talk about our program and talk about our school and talk about our kids and our coaches. So we appreciate what you guys do. You guys do a great job with this.
Well, we appreciate that, Coach. We look forward to getting down to a practice or a game and getting to meet you in person. And
come on down to the creek.
We'll do it. And best of luck this year, all right?
Thank you.